Good morning, everyone. I'm in my kitchen at my house and I'm getting ready to prepare a meal. One of my kids' favorite things to eat during the week is
Taco Tuesday!
Taco Tuesday. So today we're making tacos. Some of the ingredients we're going to use are ground beef. I like to hide vegetables in it, so I'm going to dice an onion and a pepper and add that to the meat when I cook it. I also love refried beans on my tacos, and so do my kids. We buy the fat-free ones. I'm going to have lettuce chopped up. I'm going to dice a tomato. We're going to grate some cheese, and then I'm also going to serve it with sour cream and salsa. We're also going to cut up some black olives and put those on our tacos because we love those too. One thing chefs do before they prepare food is they get everything in its place, get everything prepped and ready to go. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting up the lettuce and shredding it and putting it in a bowl. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you today. I'm using a romaine heart and I'm just going to cut off the end, so we don't want that. And I'm going to take the whole romaine heart and I'm going to cut it in half the long way. Notice I put my hand over the top of my knife so I don't have to worry about cutting my fingers. And then I'm going to rotate it again and cut it in half again. Then I just have to chop and it'll be all shredded and ready to go. Notice how I'm keeping my fingers curled back so I don't cut a finger off as I'm chopping. And I'm not trying to rush, which would, obviously be dangerous. The next thing I'm going to do is dice a tomato, and you can see that I've already chopped my lettuce and put it in a bowl, so that's all ready to go. And I have another bowl ready to go to put my tomato in. When you're slicing a tomato, I like to use a serrated knife. I'm just using a steak knife today, but it has a jagged edge, which makes it easy to slice right through. My tomato has a little bit of a bad spot on it, so I'm just going to remove that so we don't have to eat that. And then I'm going to cut around the stem with my knife, like this, to kind of core the tomato. And then when I slice the top of the tomato off, you can see it's easy to get rid of that stem. And then you can start slicing. Now you have a flat surface to lay your tomato down on, and you can slice right down through the tomato and keep slicing and dicing until it's all in small pieces. Here's the diced tomatoes, all ready to go. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grate the cheese. I always feel like fresh grated cheese tastes so much better than the kind that you can buy pre-shredded. That kind is convenient and it's okay sometimes, but I always like to grate my own. So I'm just gonna I'm using Munster. You can use whatever kind you like. And you can see I've got my cheese grater ready to go, and I'm just gonna grate the whole brick of cheese. I like to use the side of the grater that has the larger circles, which gives you nice sized pieces of cheese to add to your tacos. So once you're done, you can lift up the grater and you can see all of our nicely grated cheese. And I'm gonna put that in a bowl. So it's right there, you have it. There's our Munster cheese all shredded. When you dice an onion, you wanna cut off both ends of the onion in order to make it easier to peel. Cut off both ends, which gives you a flat surface, and then you're gonna slice the onion down the middle. Now it makes it easy to peel the onion. When you dice the onion, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut little slits down the onion. It's still connected at the bottom, but you can see it's cut through, and then I'm gonna just dice it into little tiny pieces. So when I cook up the meat, all those onions get cooked into the meat. Not only does it give it good flavor, it also adds moisture, and it's a way to hide a vegetable in there for my kids to eat. I have a bowl that I'm putting them in. That's it. When you cut a pepper, there's a really easy way to do it. I always cut the top off and cut the bottom off, which allows you to see all the seeds in the middle. And what you can do is use your knife and go right around the inside and then rotate it and cut the whole section of seeds right out so it pulls right out of the middle. Now your pepper is completely seeded. Then you can just pull the stem out. And say hi.
Hi.
And now you can just dice your pepper.
You've been doing this for 10 seconds.
Then you just cut the pepper in half. Slice long strips of peppers. And if you were gonna have veggies and dip, this is how you could serve them. But I'm gonna dice them into small pieces so that we can have them in our taco meat. Again, I'm keeping my fingers curled back so that I don't cut a finger off when I'm chopping my peppers. So you can see those are all nicely diced into small dice. And when I cook them up, they'll cook right down and be hidden in the meat. The refried beans are really easy. All you need to do is have a can opener, and you're gonna open the can of beans, and you're gonna use a rubber scraper to put them in a microwave safe bowl. And I'm just gonna microwave them right before it's time to eat, and then we can serve those with our tacos too. So you can see the lid comes right off. I have a bowl here, and I'm just gonna use my scraper to scrape the beans right into the bowl. We use these to make breakfast burritos. If we have leftovers, that's probably what we'll have for breakfast one day this week. Or sometimes we do breakfast for dinner. So we could do breakfast burritos for dinner too. The kids love those. So refried beans can be used a lot of different ways. Olives I'm just gonna open again with a can opener. I'm gonna drain them so it gets rid of all the liquid, which is called a brine. And then I'm not gonna chop all of them in half because my kids like these when we have veggies too, like veggies and dip, a veggie platter. So I'm just gonna cut some of them for our tacos. And I'm just drain this over the sink quick. And then I'm gonna pour most of them into this bowl, which I'll just save for later. And then I'll take a handful of them and chop them. Sometimes I just cut them in half, or sometimes I just do a coarse chop, which is just sliding my knife through them like 1 or 2 times. They break pretty easy, so they don't need a lot of extra work to chop them. So I'd probably leave them like that and then just put them in a little bowl so the kids can have them. So we have all of our mise en place done, everything in its place, ready to go. I'm heating up my cast iron skillet, and I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to the pan, coat the bottom, and I'm gonna add my peppers and onions to the pan. And I'm going to saute them with just like this flat wooden spoon that I have until they cook down. And then I'm going to add the meat to it once I'm done cooking the veggies. I wish you could smell it in here. It smells so delicious. You can see the peppers and the onions are starting to cook down. And I'll give them a couple more minutes. And you'll see that they start to develop a nice color. They'll start to brown a little bit, and browning is called caramelization. Caramelization is flavor. So now I've just added the meat to the pan, and I'm just going to keep chopping it up until it's all broken up and it'll all get mixed into the peppers and onions, and you want to cook it until it's no longer pink. This is what it looks like as it's cooking. You can see there's still a lot of pink in there, which we want to avoid. We want to cook it till it's cooked all the way through, which would mean it's no longer pink. Or you could also take the internal temperature of the meat, or take the temperature of it, and it would need to be at 165. So almost done. Once all that pink is gone, then we know that it's cooked through. Today I'm going to be using McCormick's taco seasoning, but if you wanted, you could make your own at home. The next thing we're going to add is 3 tablespoons of our taco seasoning. You can tell we go through a lot of tacos around here because I have the big, huge family size of the seasoning. So I'm going to add 3 tablespoons. There's 2. And a third one. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of water, which I already measured. We're going to add that right into the pan. And you're just gonna combine that until it's all done. You wanna get a close-up of it, Levi?
Yeah.
Closer? just walk over here. So that gives us our flavoring.
This is what it looks like when it's all done. You can see that the peppers and onions are all combined in with the meat now.
So today when we have our tacos, we're having what's called walking tacos. So we're gonna assemble all of our taco ingredients inside of our little small size chip bags. So we'll open the bag and crunch up the chips and then put everything right inside. Time to eat. We've got everything out. Ready to eat. So the kids are gonna come through, get all their stuff into their bag, and we'll eat.